like starting over.
There you go.
All right. Neil.
Face twice, pitch back, face short, pitch back.
All right, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power. 1, 2, 3. That's much full speed. Get. Yep. Squat stretches to your right. Hand down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head down to your right knee. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Windmills. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side bends. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Splits. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gently roll back. Massage your muscles. How are we doing today?
Good man.
It looks like we may have advanced class. All right, down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to your right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right leg in, left leg out. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Butterflies. Rotate your head each direction 3 times. Bounce knees. And go. And down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
straight leg kick.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So straight. Inside out crescent kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So straight. One last kick. Front stack kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Partner up. We'll have one out. Harrison, you can, Aaron, you can stand on the end for just a second. Okay. So I want to go back over what we did the last time we had advanced class, just for a quick refresher. One set fighting, left side only, attack and defend.
Yes, sir.
1 through 12, left side only.
Get that first.
Go.
Here.
Yep. This is a refresher, right? Reminding you of your test. We all struggle. This is not just you. The entire black belt panel. And then you attack. That's my bad. Yep. No, sorry, should be on this side. So, one of the things I encourage them about, and something that Master Jeremy showed me a long time ago, try not to think of this as I step in the inside. You're reacting to a punch. Doesn't matter which punch it is. Better for you to do something than the nothing, right? Better for you to do something and it's the wrong thing. This is true. But really, number one, which direction do you step? If I punch you with the right hand, which direction do you step? Right. Is this inside my guard or outside? I can counter from here, right? So it's inside. Number two, right hand. Where are you? Outside. Which hand are you blocking? Your outside hand. It's the furthest from me, right? It's the least useful in this scenario. So this counter is far more dangerous, right? Or here, either one is far more dangerous than trying to block it. So when I punch with my left side, number one, do you step to the inside or the outside? Inside, right? So when I'm here, yes. That makes sense when he punches? So when I step to number two, inside or the outside? Outside, block with the outside hand. Yes. Good. Number three, which one do you step? The inside or the outside? Outside, which hand? Inside hand. Yep. So we're here? Yep. Good. Okay, that makes sense? Four. What side? Here's what I think about on 4, 5, 6. What side of my hand are you going to hit? This side or this side? The inside. So you're going to block on the inside, right? That dictates how you're going to step back, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay, number 7. Inside or outside? Outside. No, not that hand. Get what I mean by that, if Aaron punches with his right hand, doesn't matter which side is inside of his guard.
Where you at?
From here, can he still hit me?
Yeah.
That means I'm inside of his guard. What about here? Am I inside or outside of his guard?
Outside.
I'm outside of his guard. So I'm moving to the outside, preparing myself for a big counterattack. You notice most of them, where do we go? Outside of his guard. Number one, yes. These are actually just kind of retreating intercept motions, but most of them, we go to the outside of his guard for a reason. Because I don't like getting punched. Okay? Let's make a circle real quick. We're going to do one-step fighting, 1 through 12, step monkey in the middle. Random order, normal order. So how this will work, someone's going to step up, Harrison's going to step up. Congratulations, you get voluntold. And we're going to attack. Not necessarily, we're not doing this for black belts. We're not doing this from right leg retreating, stepping down block, okay? We're going to be from our fighting stance. Now, we'll still kind of give you a little load motion, but you'll do number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For right now, just because I don't want anybody to accidentally hit their head on the steps, fit in for 7. Whichever way you want to go. Okay?
So we're all going to attack at the same time?
Yeah, we're all attacking at the same time. We're just doing right side. We're keeping it simple.
Right side?
Right side. Just keep it simple. Right hand, most of us. Anyone in here left-handed?
What are we doing?
All we're doing is attacking him from a step
One step.
for 1 step.
Gotcha.
And we're going in order.
We're going in order.
Okay.
In a moment, we're going to do self-defense the same way. Order optional.
Okay.
Okay? Make sure back up. Good. Some things to think about. So one-step fighting is probably the most practical self-defense that you have. It really is very simple. Avoid block counter. A, B, C. Avoid block counter. If you do that every single time, it will help your sparring. It will help your self-defense. It will help every part of your defense.
I don't know.
At least it wasn't a needle.
Yeah, I need a. Okay.
Your toe?
Okay, so
No, the ball foot.
the other thing to think about, I would rather you react incorrectly and do something
Yes, sir.
than to be so concerned about, I've got to do number 1. Harrison stepped the wrong way, or used the wrong hand, one or the other, on number 1. Did it work? Or number 2, did it work? Sure. Did anybody else notice?
Not really.
No? Because it was effective. That's the main thing I want you thinking about here, is the attack is the same every time. They're going to step and punch. We're doing these defenses in a specific order, just because I want to make sure they're reviewed in your mind and you don't have to think about it. Right? But main thing here is I really want to train your reaction, even if you do the wrong move. As long as you don't throw someone across the room on something where they're not supposed to be. I don't really care what you do. I want you to practice these 1 steps, but I want you to react more. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. Starting with 1, same thing. Okay? Go. Do something. Yep.
He did the other
You did
side.
something. That's
right.
okay. That's what I did. I'm gonna make this.
Do something.
Yeah, I'll know for me. Okay.
Yep.
That one worked. I wasn't sure where it was.
I'm lost now.
Okay, number 9. Go back.
Okay.
What?
Oh, that's not
Okay.
Cut.
11.
Oh.
Pull up the line. There you go. Good. Do something. Who's up next?
Poking the pet.
Okay.
Poking the animal because do something.
Ready? Everyone understand? Go.
Five, six, 7.
That was it. That was real life scenario, you have to use this martial art. Whoa! Might come out. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to pick on you, but that's the point, right? We all have that moment of, oh, things didn't go as planned. What do? React. React. Don't think, react. How many of you guys think during sparring? What I mean is that, okay, I'm going to do a front snap kick, but I'm going to do a roundhouse, and I'm going to do a side kick, and then I'm going to block like this, and this, and then I'm going to do this.
I do all that tonight. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Then when I get there,
And that's okay. That's okay. But in the moment, there is no thinking. There's not enough time for thinking. You might think, okay, any minute now, I'm going to catch him with a head kick. Okay, I'm setting him up. That's okay. But if you're thinking, I'm going to do a roundhouse, fall by one second, fall by a second, that's not how it happens. What do we say? No plan survives first contact with the enemy. The second they start throwing a roundhouse kick at your head, and your plan is this. Whoa, I just got kicked in the head. I can see it happen on students' faces the first time they get kicked, and they had a plan, and the plan went out the window. They go, oh, okay? We're going to do that same drill again. This time, no woes. I don't care what you do. I want you to react. Even if you do block, kick, block, kick, block, kick. I want you to be thinking realistically about the way that this drill works. Does that make sense? Now, I'm gonna throw a key to the works. You may punch with either your right or left side.
Well, okay, I don't know that you get what's coming at you.
Okay? So, what does that mean? Whatever you're thinking in your head is probably not gonna come out.
Yes, sir.
How do you react after that? Now again, we're not trying to hurt each other through the roof. But I do want you thinking quickly. Okay? Same drill. Right or left side?
you guys start. I'm just not the pastor.
Scared me.
No.
The fortunate part is, and I always want to set, so if you're going to be left hand, you'll be left hand back. Does that make sense? So if he's fast enough, he can see that you should punch with your left hand instead of your right hand. Very good.
I like the double.
There, yep. I think that's cool.
Is that what you were counting?
But that's the point. You could just keep going.
You could just keep going.
Because now you're not counting.
You're not counting. I don't know how many you did. How many did you think you were on? Okay, that's a good spot to stop.
I don't know. I think you were on your third rotation.
That's fine.
We did not.
I'll go again. I don't care.
Okay, let's rotate out just for the sake of time. Okay.
That was late to the deadline.
Great job.
Yeah. So, less think, more react. I do want you using these one steps.
This really challenges me.
I know. That's why we're doing it.
So can I just keep doing this if he doesn't react?
You can throw up the three.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Right or left?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody attacked me, I'm packed it up. He wasn't done. He wasn't done.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Get over!
He never thinking to say, really, I'm packed it up.
Yeah, it didn't stop.
No, then you did what you're supposed to.
Made some up, but
That's fine.
That's okay. I did. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Oh. Good stuff.
nice.
Nice. One of the things I like that Cindy did, I punched at her. She went to grab me. She missed the grab. I'm no longer out of green range. What did she do? Moved on. Am I a threat to her anymore? I'm back here. She's done proving the point that she wanted to prove that you don't need to worry about me anymore.
Move on to number next.
Move on to number next. She knows someone else is about to attack her. Now, here's a question for you. You get attacked by 5 people. How is that going to go for you?
No, well,
You're not, it's not going to. Is that the way you should spar 5 people?
no, sir.
I would say you want to create a hole to run.
That is absolutely, so if you're getting jumped by a gang, let's just say this, you're going to be in a fight literally for your life. That's the first thing. So any kind of attack, any kind of thing that you're thinking about is allowed.
I would say escape is the best thing. You're not going to line up 5 people.
You're not.
No.
So one of the things, Master, this is an old quote from Grandmaster Hunt. He said, there's kind of a point where you start sparring enough people that it's no longer more difficult to spar them. And he said that's somewhere around 8 or 9. Any more than 8 or 9 is not any more difficult. First of all.
That makes sense.
But
Because there's only so many people that can attack us.
exactly right. And here's the thing, he's like, at a certain point it actually becomes easier. Because let's say 9 people go up to sparring. I'm not saying that would actually work well for me. I'm not Grandmaster Hunt. And he defeats all 9 people. Well, person number 10 and 11, what are they thinking? I totally got this guy. They go, no, it probably isn't even number 10 and 11. It's probably number 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? They're all going, dude, he just took out the 4 best guys in our group.
Yeah.
I'm good. Right? Does that mean that you should put yourself in circumstances like this?
No, sir.
No, this is not realistic. What's the best way for this kind of self-defense? Don't be there in the first place. If at all possible, don't go with stupid people at stupid times. Under
You
circumstances.
turn down the wrong street over the little.
Yes, you've made a mistake and you might pay for it with your life. Does that mean you should just let them go? Probably not. Just let them beat you and kill you? No, you're going to fight for your life. So let's talk just a second.
Have fun while you die.
Have fun while you
I
die.
didn't think about this many people.
I was going to go there, but I got to get it out first. So let's talk about how do you spar more than one person. We're not going to do that today, but how do you spar more than one person?
You got it.
Right. If I'm here, no offense, Cindy, I'm sparring Cindy and Aaron. Who am I going to put in front?
Shortest one.
I'm going to put Cindy in front because maybe Cindy turns into collateral damage for Aaron, who gets a little gung-ho, tries to throw a hook kick for my head, hits her head instead, and then I'm done. Now I'm just sparring one. Right? So the person who I perceive as more of a threat is the person who I put in back. And here's the thing, unless you have a concerted effort of knowing how to spar with a partner versus one person, you're going to get in each other's way far more than if, I've seen it too many times. That's why Master Jeremy probably don't see it very often. 2 versus 1 sparring in high level life. You want to know why? Master Jeremy thinks it's a joke. Because those 2 people have never sparred against that person before. They don't know how to spar together. They're just going to, it just looks like a game to them. Oh, cool, I get to sweep that person. That's great. That adds an extra element. But realistically, it's a game. We're not sparring anymore. It's a fun little game we're going to play. Does that make sense?
They don't do that in the testing anymore?
It's not saying they don't. Master Jeremy doesn't like it. It's still allowed. It's still permitted. Master Jeremy doesn't like it because it turns into giggle, 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 punch, 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 punch. As opposed to, because it's also not very exciting. I'm the black belt. I'm testing. What is my job? To run. Honestly, I'm going to be like this.
What I was about to say, when I did it, and I sparred you and Joshua, there wasn't a whole lot of kicking and punching, a whole lot of running.
Yes. For me, my goal was to line you guys up to the point where I could counter strike.
Because I tried to keep Joshua in front of you, but I was running my butt off.
Yes. Yes. So, point is this. One-step fighting is a great way, and we like this drill because it's fun, but don't treat it as this is the way to handle multiple attackers. Okay? Just don't get in that situation in the first place. Okay, who is next? Aaron. Okay, right or left side? React. Okay? Don't knock anybody out. unfortunately, if you've never taken a proper knee or a proper elbow in
It
sparring,
hurts.
yeah, solar plexus knee, it could break your wrist. It could potentially kill you. So we don't do that because our padding is only this thick, right? And enough training with the knee is brutal. It also requires a lot of flexibility.
I
That most
got
of us
more
don't have.
padding than this.
Well, me too.
But this padding, I will tell you, this padding is not how you wear it.
It's so.
It hangs under your
She was just like,
Moving on. Not munching. Good.
yes! You beat me to it.
You ain't playing.
I felt that reverb through my head.
I heard that reverb. I heard it.
We all heard it. It was like, watch her now.
I'm not taking any chances anymore.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah.
That was very
If you
aggressive.
have
And I like
any internal bleeding, she can do a sonogram on it.
I'm good.
You're like, is that fluid or blood? That's fluid. Okay, we're good. Okay, so one-step fighting, when we teach it, it's really important. I'm not going to go back over it, but when we teach one-step fighting, we do want to teach it by the numbers. The numbers are important, right? But mainly, we want to teach it in such a way where the student recognizes that this is actually practical self-defense. This is not a dance. This is not a game. This is not a little thing. We're not playing patty cake. I'm going to realistically, now not at first, but realistically, I'm going to punch towards their face. I want to give them a good partner. I'm not punching like this and testing.
Stick my arm up there.
Hey, and whenever you're ready, you can do something. That's not the way that we approach one-step fighting, because we do a disservice to our students, and we don't equip them with one of their best weapons. We take it right away from them by treating it like a game. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, face direction, just bow, one quick minute, get a drink.
Harris is still rolling back in.
Strung his bell just a little bit.
Starting to stink now.
That's right. Aaron sidekicked me right there in the let go button. Right.
He did
Oh,
me
I
too.
wasn't even holding on.
He did me too.
It's because we
That
know.
still didn't hurt as much as it.
see other black belts, even masters do this, don't do this, okay? That's not allowed. We always are to sit as upright as we can. It's okay to have a little conversation, but you should still, your main focus should be on the person in front of you, right? The person who's testing. And most of the time, my sidebar conversation, right? Not, hey, Jerry, what about that pizza? Does that make sense? The sidebar conversations are okay, but they should be focused on what's going on. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. We don't want to sit like this. It's a very guarded position. It says, I'm not open to listening, I'm shut down, is what this body language says. I remember a long time ago, Master Seth called someone out in the middle of their testing who was, while they were giving the speech, like, put your hands down immediately. What? Now, it had never been explained to them, but he just had a very big pet peeve about that, and it's very good. We're not going to be cheering and clapping during a test, right? Before that, when their name's called, by all means. When they say, face to their attention bow, or face master, by all means. As far as rank goes, as the lowest ranking person is always going to be at the side. And I struggle a little bit like you of going, nope, you guys all got to scooch down for me. But here's the thing, if we don't insist it, they're not going to scooch down for Master Jeremy. They're not going to scooch it. Did I tell you guys about we went out to eat with Master Jeremy? Okay, I got to tell you the story. I'm not going to name names, but we went out to eat, and Master Jeremy was running a little bit late. So there was like 8 spots left at a table, or 5 spots, something like that. And Master Jeremy goes, oh, is this seat taken? In a joking kind of way. And they go, oh, okay. Yeah, that one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. There's people that aren't here yet, that didn't even come and train with us, who got invited after the fact. And all of a sudden, Master Jeremy's over there sitting by himself instead of with the group. And to me, I was like, that is wrong. That is, I don't care that your wife is coming to eat with us. You go, like, no, you don't go and reserve 5 seats and kick Master Jeremy out to another table. Now, it worked out because Master Jeremy was able to talk to some of the other instructors, and on a one-on-one basis, it worked out. But that's the kind of behavior that can happen if we don't emphasize honoring rank, right? That person earned that belt. And I know you feel awkward, but when you refuse to go sit, they're gonna look at all the 30 degrees and go, oh, I can sit in front of them. Look, Pastor Marvin's down there, it's fine. And so it's very much an honor. It's just like the same way where you work your way across this room. It's the same thing. You work your way closer to the table, and it's the same. It's the same. And so it's really simple. I don't actually kick people out. I would go up to them. Aaron's sitting here, and I'm going to sit in there and see. Aaron's a little ranked than me. I go, Aaron. And even if there's somebody next to him, go. And it'll work its way out. And so you maybe shuffle to the left, shuffle to the right, shuffle to the left, all day long. What you complaining about? Just shifted chairs. It's not that big a deal, right? So that's the way that we should approach shifting. It's a great question. You're not insisting on it because of how good or bad you are. You're insisting on it by the rank that was given to you by Master. It's the same way you expect a soldier to salute you. Oh, absolutely. It's the same thing. Exactly. So if they don't salute you, it breaks down morale, right? It breaks down critical structure, infrastructure. It's the same thing. You're right. Okay. Yes.
So you said no clapping, but you know some people like, I understand from at least red and above, you shouldn't need help, you shouldn't know the one.
Right.
But like if there's somebody who's struggling and
That's okay.
they're like, this is not
That is
okay?
expected and encouraged.
Okay.
Right? We want you to.
Yeah.
Right now, I'll say, give you this hint. Make sure you know where they're at, what form they're on before you start offering advice. you start telling them it's a double fist low or something, and it's not. All you're doing is making whatever confidence that they had left. You just stop. I'm not sure if we're not. I don't even know what double knife and low is. Right? So make sure you're completely fine to do that. You'll hear Master Carey especially a lot like, okay, like Thor's hammer, like you hear her doing that. It's because that's the way her students, especially the younger ones, understand. Right? So that behavior is completely acceptable, actually encouraged. And Judy, we're going to go really basic here. We're just doing a little bit of form review. Basic form 1. I don't want to make any assumptions that we're all on the same page with basic form 1. So we're going to basic form 1. Okay? Basic form 1, my count. 1. Remember, we are in a front stance. That front knee should be bent, back leg should be straight. It's important that when we teach students how to step for a front stance, we are not stepping towards this wall. If I step towards this wall, what happens to my front stance? It's not a front stance. So I need to step towards the corner and turn. Does that make sense? Take. Take. Here's a question. When we turn, do we turn in a circle or a straight line? Incorrect. It is a straight line. I just punched. I'm going to my next motion. I don't do this. I do this. It makes sense for your stance? What is C-stepping? We say C-stepping and we call it a C. But what realistically are we doing when we C-step? Bring our feet together, bring our feet back out, we don't bob our head. That's C-step, right? So if we're here and we just punch, and we're going over there, what part of C-stepping draws a big circle? So we're going to bring our feet together, and back out, and block. Okay? 10. And that's 4. 1. Good. 2. 3. 2. Good. 1. Good. That is also a straight line. 10. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 1. 2. 3. 4. To me. When do you think I start teaching that straight line? Is it at white belt? No. I don't care if white belt goes in a circle. It doesn't matter. I just need to get them through their tests. Right? White belt, really? You have to really screw up white belt to fail a white belt test. Really screw up. Like walk off the floor and cry and, as a grown adult. Okay? It takes a lot for you to fail a white belt test. I once had a student, he got his yellow belt test and he happened to go to another testing and saw a white belt testing it. And they were having to be guided through every single step. And I'm like, well, I'm going to see my first failure. It did not fail. And I went, man, it just makes my kick feel so cheap. Or my belt feels so cheap. I'm like, was it about you or was it about that kid? Well, the kid shouldn't have got a belt. I'm like, did you grow while you were a yellow belt? Yeah. Okay. The belt is not a measure of how good you are. It's a measure of how far you can grow. Okay? So I don't start teaching this to white belts. When do I start teaching it? Yellow belt. What's yellow belt about? Technique. I want to make sure you're training correctly. It's from 2. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. Good. 1. 2. 3. 4. Judy, are there any one-handed techniques in basic technique? No. Every technique. Now there are some higher up that I can't say there's no single-handed techniques, but in probably you're a black belt before you learn any single-handed technique. So every motion has both a chamber and a block. And there is no modification. I was once told this by a red belt who didn't know better, that a center block isn't this. It's this. Because you're a red belt. So you block from here. He was wrong. The point is this. Basic technique is basic technique. It doesn't matter what rank you are. A center block is a center block is a center block is a center block. Right? Basic form 3. 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. Remember, those are solar flex punches, not base punches. You're thinking of hockey form 3. 1. 2. 3. center punch. Remember, one of the things we learn at higher ranks is that the more I get to shift my hips, we start learning this at Huggy 6. The more I get to shift my hips, the more power I can get out of it.
Yes, sir.
Little shift, little power. So a center punch, how much do I get to shift my hips? Essentially, 90 degrees. And that's probably maximum. On a side punch, how much am I getting to rotate my hips? 180 degrees. It is a huge range of motion from one side punch to the next side punch. You should be able to get a ton of power out of your side punches. If your side punches feel wimpy, probably not doing it right. Okay? Shoot me. Huggy 1. We'll do 3 yellow belt. Maybe we'll do the green since Eric's one. 1. That's down block first. Then center block. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. Hug. 1. Just a second. Let's talk about back stance. How does a proper back stance done? Should look like an L. 1 foot pointed towards the wall, 1 foot pointed forwards. What about our weight distribution? 60, 40, 70, 30, 65, 35. I don't really care. The point is, most of your weight on your back leg. All your weight?
Yes, sir.
No, most of your weight. Should you be able to pick up your front foot?
Yes, sir.
No. You should have to shift your weight before you can pick that up. If you're here, you don't have to shift your weight. It's not a back stance. It's a cat stance.
Yes, sir.
We should have at least some of our weight. 30% of your weight means if I get rid of that foot, what happens? You fall forward. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So we should have some of our weight on our front leg. You should not be able to do that without shifting your weight. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
2. Inside lock, back stance. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. Hug. 1. Just like the beginning. 2. 3. 4. Jimmy. Good. Huggy form 2. 1. 2. Question. Front snap kick. What part of the foot do we hit with? The ball of our foot. We do not hit with the full flat. We do not obviously hit with the toes. That's a bad idea. I always tell students it's Barbie toes, right? It's the same position, ironically, that we twist on any twisting kick. It's the same foot position, okay?
Yes, sir.
3. 4. 1. 2. Okay, freeze. Let's talk just a second about double knife hands. No one's. Maybe a couple spots. So, no, double knife hand. The way that it was explained to me, there are a couple things you want to avoid. Sorry, Sam, I'm gonna pick on you. We don't want a bend in our wrist because a bend in our wrist is inherently weak. That make sense? All this is a double knife hand is arms out straight, like we just did an outside chop. We bring it in, we bring it up, we tuck our arm. This is a double knife hand. This is it. We don't pull our wrist back. It's a straight. It's the same as an outside chop. It's just an outside chop added in. Okay? You may notice me kind of twist mine a little bit. It's just because I got weird wrists. Sorry. Okay? Moving forward, high block. 3. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. Double fist. 2. Double center. 3. Inside. 4. 1. Just like the beginning. 2. 3. Cindy, I want to see you kick higher. 4. Good. When we do our kicks, what are we aiming for? Solar plexus. What about, I will tell you that, actually, sorry, that's a dumb question. I was about to say, what about a roundhouse kick? Do you have a form with a roundhouse kick? I don't either. No, those are both side kicks. There's a lot of side kicks. I will tell you, I have never seen a form with a roundhouse kick in it. I don't know what that means. Get back to you on that. There are no forms that I'm aware of that have roundhouse kicks. Now, if we did have a roundhouse kick in a form, what would the target be? Head, right? We're aiming for head. If you can't do head, make sure you're not hitting shoulders. That's the main thing, right? That we're either clearing so we can hit the head or aiming clearly for the ribs. Okay? So when we do our front snap kicks, don't just come to this level, right? You have a real target. I should aim like I'm aiming for a real target. Imagine imaginary enemies that are trying to beat you up. You just want to kick them in the head? Kick them in the shin? No. I have an imaginary enemy. If I want to make this effective, how do I make it effective? I put a real person in front of me mentally. Right? Real imaginary person in front of me. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, great. Judy. On 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Hup. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Hup. 1, 2. That is a face level punch. Yes, sir. For pocket 3. 3, 4. Jimmy. One of the things that's really important that we instill in our lower ranks. Sometimes people think that the way to technical to power is by bypassing technique. We go, I gotta be fast. If I'm fast, then that means I'm powerful. If I'm powerful, if I got a lot of upper body strength, it means I can hit hard. That's not how you get technique in a martial art. Right? In a martial art, that's not how you get power in a martial art. The way you get power in a martial art is through technique. I don't get to bypass this old adage, slow becomes smooth, smooth becomes fast. I don't get to bypass that slow part because I don't think it's fun. Basic technique is where that really hammers that home. If you can't do basic technique and let your body really drive through it, then you probably are going too fast. And your technique is probably missing. Does that make sense? Shouldn't be. Technique is the way to speed and power. Huggy 4. Action count. Everything in one direction. 1, 2. Let's come back for just a second, Jimmy. What is this first motion called? C block. What is the C block designed to do?
Block.
What is in the name?
Block.
Block. And C. It is a C block. Whether you're, Harrison, I don't know how you twist your arm quite that far, but the point here is it's not an attack. Okay, I say this. Every block is an attack and every attack is a block, potentially. It's a rich, one of the things, I talked about Harrison with this, talked to Harrison about this a couple weeks ago, but one of the things that we want to be able to give our students is practical application. It doesn't have to be the most fancy, cool, it can be something very basic. What is a C block designed to do? It blocks, right? Now, it does lead into these next motions. Those are really great applications of a C block. But a C block is designed to do what? Block 2 directions, either high or forward. As long as your C block is doing that, you're doing good. Is this a C block?
No.
What happened?
It's an open face.
I don't know what this is. It's like Y and C. I don't know. The point is, it should be far more like a square than like a C. We call it a C. It's far more like a square motion, okay? And remember, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's backs of the hands together. Palm goes up. So this is just a standard chamber. The other hand comes underneath for this motion, okay? My action count again. 1, 2. Okay, do that first motion again. Where's your hand at? It's right here. Is that blocking anything? Is this hand doing anything? What's this hand doing? There you go. Okay, like that. this direction. So it's like someone was swinging a baseball bat, and you're trying to block this with this hand. You're not trying to hit me with anything. This doesn't do anything up here. So if someone was swinging, or someone was swinging, you're covered. Okay, go ahead and grab inside block. 1. Kick blocks here. And punch. 1. C block, grab, inside block, outside chop. 2. 3. 4. Grinding stance.
Just go ahead and do the rest.
Yeah, go ahead and finish. So let's talk just a second. This is really, this form, think about Pagi 3. How many stance changes within a single line do you have in Pagi 3? Not a lot. What about Pagi 2? Maybe a couple more. We got that double fist. And now we're stepping into a front stance. Right, going up, we have back stance, front stance. There's a couple of stance changes. What about the end of Pagi 4? Your power on your punch is directly correlated to how much hip rotation you get. Little hip rotation, little power. How do we, here's the way that Master Jeremy explained it to me. And it was like, all the lights go off in my head. Because I'm thinking, step to the corner. You don't step to the corner. We're in a right stance, right? What direction do I step? Back. Straight back. Now when I turn my hips, I have every ounce of my power, all of my hip, I'm already on balance. I never lost my balance. Not have to pick up a foot. All I do is I twist my hip fire from my back leg, try to keep it as straight as possible, and drive through. Does that make sense? So let's do those just 4 motions together. Down block. Step straight back. Twist your body, punch with your back hand. Now your back foot, don't get in a hurry and let your heel get lazy. Because a reverse punch is only as powerful as it is stable. If you have something to push off with your back leg, it will be far stronger than if you were to come up on the ball of your foot. Do you feel the difference? It's not that much of a difference physically, but man, it makes a big difference. Step back, forward, down block. Sorry, this side. We step straight back. So Cindy, do that again. Yeah, there you go. Twist punch. Here. Here.
You always go for the devil.
That's a good question. You do, there is a little bit of interpretation that forms. What we want to avoid having you do is this. Where I'm looking at the ground so much, here's the hint, and this is what I say to students, I think it's funny. The ground's not going anywhere. Why are you looking at it? It's still going to be there. Right? So, at the end, I typically tell students, I'm looking this way. I'm looking this way. Is it okay if you're looking this way? Sure. Nothing wrong. But the main thing is you have a target. You're looking intentional. When we get towards tournament season, start thinking about that. Tournament forms have slightly different emphases, one of them being where you're looking. Makes a big difference in how clear, we hammered on that, right, Aaron? What direction you look matters. You don't look, you look at the ground, you look unconfident, even if your technique is perfect. I'm in a perfect stance, but I'm staring at the ground. I look like I don't know what I'm doing. But if I'm looking straight ahead with intensity, even if my stance is a little bit less, I get my intent is conveyed. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Anyone here? All right. Any questions about what we went over today? Great. I feel like there's an announcement I need to make. I don't know what it is. We'll have testing at some point. I don't know the day.
We don't train during tornadoes.
We don't train during tornadoes, this is true. Oh, we are, in case you didn't get the memo, we're doing we got nothing but black belts. Cindy graciously handed over a class to me so I could teach an advanced class, so awesome.
Recruit.
Yes, I'm gonna get those flyers to you probably tomorrow or the next day, and business cards so we can get all those things printed so you have some materials to hand out. We are gonna add a number to the church phone number so that they can call basically an extension of the church and not get, welcome to Jubilee Church International. They will get something that says, welcome to Grandmaster Hans Martial Arts, and we'll go from there. So we definitely need some more students. We have no white belts left, right? We have just the Kirks. I was looking at the name, just the Kirks. We have the Hopkins. Hopkins are in and out because of baseball. I'm sure they'll come a little bit more regular once baseball season's over with. Obviously, we have Eric. Hey, Eric. Watching with us online, but it's different than having
Is he online tonight?
He is online tonight. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey, Eric.
He's probably sweating right now. All right. Back to straight. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Pastor Mark, will you close us in prayer?
Yes, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for your mercies and your kindness to us every day. Father, there is no God like you. Lord, we praise you that we all got to get up and breathe again today and go throughout our day. Lord, help us to bring glory and honor to you through each and every day. Not miss a moment of being in your presence. Thank you for each and every one of these amazing young men and women that you have joined into this family, Father, these relationships. I pray that they are lifetime relationships, God. Pray that you keep us all healthy and safe, and help those who are in school and work and things. Just thank you for your many blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.
Aaron, would you do some strength intervals, please?
Sir, be polite.
Be polite. Be patient.
Be alert.
Be alert.
Be brave.
Be brave.
Do your best.
Do your best.
Respect yourself and others.
Respect yourself and others. Good. Philippians 4:13. Good. Psalms 119:105. Very good. Pastor Mark, pass out, please.
Face flash, attention back. Face your instructor, attention back. Face is good looking guy. Attention back. Just kidding. Humility. Is that what we're trying to? Oh, it's not. Should be. Yeah, but I think that's no.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
I was just being funny. Yeah, I would let you eat a lot, right?
Absolutely.
That, I was not a basketball player, I would say. Sure.
You're very proud of it.
I am because it's the only thing I got a scholarship for.
Is that for your GI Bill?
Ooh.
Well, I did something, sure. I didn't like that and all that. The GI Bill paid for all my undergraduate. Paid for when I graduated in 4 years, I was debt free, thanks to the Army Reserve. Then my master's, I partnered for it.
Oh, yeah.
I did IT work I could identify as
It's pretty short.
younger.
I mean, you can identify as what you want to.
How you know?
You always say, what I'm.
Doesn't mean it's true.
You saw me too.